Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be the top 5 things that fuel the narcissist. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So I'll jump right in, and this video is going to be with the letter A exclusively. So the first thing the narcissist needs is they need adoration. The narcissist likes to keep little groups, little bubbles of people that are flying monkeys, enablers, people that pump up the fragile ego of the narcissist, people that are there for the narcissist to support them through thick and thin, whether they know they're a narcissist or not. Many times people that surround themselves to the narcissist, many times these people, the enablers, they are actually immediate family members. Many times they're friends of decades gone by. And these people, not only do they may or may not know who the narcissist is, but they're afraid of becoming the next target. So they will play ball with the narcissist. But adoration is something the narcissist needs, not just from those people. The narcissist needed adoration from you. Remember when you first entered the relationship, you thought you found the love of your life, or your soulmate, or the yin to your yang, or someone who will complete you, or somebody who is almost too good to be true. And guess what? That's right, they were too good to be true. The narcissist wanted you adoring them. They wanted you fawning all over them. They wanted you believing that they were the best thing ever. And you would be scratching your head back then thinking, wait, why is this person single? What's going on here? How could they be so kind and loving and everyone is so high on them, meaning everyone's praising them and adoring them and saying that they're such a remarkable human being, but yet why are they single? Well, back then you didn't know what narcissism was, but that was a huge red flag, because if something appears to be almost too good to be true, I can assure you it is, and it's not worth the risk. It wasn't back then, it isn't now, and it never will be. But again, you didn't know what narcissism was because you weren't taught this in school. So you were entering a relationship where one of your jobs was to be adoring and to be fawning all over the narcissist. And they knew this. They want people that are going to be around them to be there to support them and to turn a blind eye, or to not trust their instincts or intuition. They want people to ignore red flags and to tolerate the poor behavior. The whole time while they're doing this, they want to be adored. They want to be honored and treated like they are the king or queen of not only the city, town, country, but the planet. The narcissist is on an endless quench for adoration. They need to feel pumped up. They need to feel better than people. They need to feel that they are appreciated, respected, liked, and again, adored. So that is one thing. They need adoration. I'll jump back into that in a little bit. The next thing the narcissist needs is they need an appearance. Now, the physical features of the narcissist are shifting. They're always dynamic, just like your physical features are changing frequently. But the narcissist, there is a special certain charm about these people when you first meet them. There's something about them. There's a twinkle in their eye, or the rosiness of their cheeks, or the way they bat their eyelashes, or the way they carry themselves, or the way they listen and don't really talk sometimes, or conversely, the way they're overbearing and they talk perhaps way too much and they don't listen to you. But there was something there, something in the appearance of the narcissist that drew you into that relationship, that sucked you into the narcissistic fog, that had you perhaps even fall in love with the narcissist. This is what the narcissist wanted. They wanted their appearance many times to do the heavy lifting for them. And that is why so frequently the narcissist, as they age, remember, they become the aging narcissist, and they cannot wear the clothes of a younger generation. They can't use the words or the lexicon or the terms of when they were 10, 20, 30 years ago. It doesn't quite suit them these days. But having said that, their appearance is everything. They want to appear like they are holier than thou. They want to appear flying under the radar. They don't want anyone to ever figure out who they are. And their physical features and the words they use and the way they correspond with people during texts and emails and all these things, that is one way that they appear. But remember, just like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the appearance to the exterior world is not the real person. And you know that by now, because when you fell for the mask and you were tricked and trapped and manipulated into that relationship, maybe you even did fall in love with them, or maybe you had kids, or created a family, or started a business, or relocated cities, towns, states, countries, or put a roof over their head, or gave them a job. Who knows what you did, but you did something. And the reason you did something to enter that relationship is because the narcissist saw you as an opportunity, and their appearance and their words were what manipulated you. And maybe the way they looked, and maybe the way they carried themselves, and maybe the way back then that they made time for you. Why did they make time for you in the beginning of the relationship? Think about this. Well, first of all, it was the love bomb / euphoric stage. So that's when everything is puppies and rainbows, at least so you thought. And that, again, is when they're spending as much time with you as possible because they're trying to get you trapped. They're trying to have you fall in love with them. They're trying to let their appearance do all of the heavy lifting for them. Now, I'm not suggesting that each and every narcissist is a supermodel or male, female, whatever. I'm just suggesting that there was a draw to you. The narcissist, you were drawn to them. Many times in one-on-one sessions, I'll communicate with people and ask them, hey, you know, how were you really physically smitten by the narcissist? And many times the people that I'm working with will say, no, actually, I wasn't even attracted to them, but there was something about them. There was something I couldn't quite put my finger on. There was a charm, or there was a way that they presented themselves. That is the appearance. That's what the narcissist wanted you to believe. That's what they wanted you to fall for. And then later, which I'll talk about another couple of things, is that when you fall for the mask and the appearance and you're adoring them, this is only 2 steps of the 5 steps for this video that will lead you down the path of devastation, of broken hearts and broken relationships. Another thing that the narcissist needs to fuel them is going to be not your appearance, but it's going to be the way that you presented yourself to them. Now, were you in a vulnerable position? Were you just ending or exiting a relationship? You probably were. Did you have time to heal or process that past relationship? I don't think you did. And the narcissist knew this. And then that is exactly when they swooped in and they looked at you as an opportunity and they tried to take advantage of you. The third A for this video will be they want to assimilate themselves with you, which means they want to act like they are on the same page as you, headed in the same direction. They want to future fake with you. They want to plan for the future. They want to listen to your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, your goals, what you have done, what you are doing, what you want to do in the future, and they want to assimilate with you. They want to make themselves to appear as close to you as possible. Now, keep this in mind. This is a pivotal part because when someone is not who they claim to be, first of all, that's not an authentic or genuine person. But second of all, if someone is just acting like they are interested in your hobbies or your religion or your beliefs or your job or anything that you want to do or you believe in, and they're not really feeling that way, that is a huge, not only red flag, but that is really detrimental. That is a person, i.e. the narcissist, a wolf in sheep's clothing, if you will. They were trying to get you to put your guard down, to perhaps break your boundaries if you had them back then. They wanted to assimilate themselves with you. They wanted you to think that they were just like you. And this is one of the magic acts of the narcissistic relationship. They really break down what is important to you, what friendships or relationships are important, what business relations are important, what your hopes, dreams, aspirations, all these things. They want to learn about them and assimilate them. That's why in the beginning of the relationship, the love bomb / euphoric stage, everything seems to be moving so quickly because it's almost too good to be true. Again, as I mentioned earlier, because if something is too good to be true, or you think it is, I can assure you. It's like that paint job on an old car. Well, the old car doesn't have an engine, it can't even run, but if you give it a brand new paint job, maybe somebody's gonna buy it on the used car lot, and then you don't give it a test ride, and then you pay the used car salesman the money, and you try and drive it off the lot, and it starts up and it drives about 100 yards, and then boom, it collapses. And the used car salesman is nowhere to be found because he took your money, you bought the jalopy, and boom, you're now stuck holding the bag. That's the narcissistic relationship in a nutshell. Everything moves quickly. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all built on quicksand. It's built on a house of cards. It's built on the narcissist assimilating them with you while you are adoring them and while you are paying attention to exactly their appearance. Understand the message so far. There are common denominators in each and every one of our post-narcissistic relationships. They are very similar, many of them. Many of the same experiences come from the same playbook that the narcissist uses. It's almost as if the narcissist went to a school on narcissism and they're trained and taught all the manipulating techniques and how to devastate people's lives and drive wedges between anything that matters to them. But yet they didn't go to school. They did something completely different, which is for a whole different video. Point being, number 4, and sticking with the letter A, what they did now is they wanted to get you addicted to them. Now, I don't say this lightly. If you are in a narcissistic relationship, you know the pull of the narcissist. You know that you feel like you're addicted. That is why if you were discarded, again, my heart goes out to you. If you ended it yourself, you had to really slow your life down. You had to process that relationship. You had to find a needle in a haystack and figure out what narcissism was. And you had to understand that getting yourself out of the trauma bond would not be an easy feat. It would not be an easy task, but you will do it. If you haven't done it, I did it. If I did it, you can do it. It will take time. It will take a mountain of work. It will take introspection. It will take healing childhood wounds, processing the relationship. It will take journaling, maybe even seeing a therapist. It will take meditation and really slowing your life down and understanding that that relationship you just exited, or perhaps exited in the past, it's going to take healing. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take stillness. It's going to take being kind to yourself. It's going to take unwinding the trauma bond and understanding that that person, i.e. the narcissist, they never had your best interest at heart back then. They don't now, and they never will in the future. And if they are on to the new supply by now, or other sources of supply, those people are now in your shoes where you once were. And that's not a good place to be. When you're caught up in the narcissistic fog and you are feeling like you're addicted to that person, it's not a good place to be, because you're helpless. You're doing what the narcissist wants, when they want, and with whom you want. Prime example here with the addiction part of this, and I usually wouldn't use a word so strongly, but I can emphasize and I can prove to you that that's exactly what these relationships are. Think about this: when you're in the relationship, your smartphone, if you got a text or a call from the narcissist, what did you do? You dropped every single thing you were doing and you replied or reacted as quickly as you could, because you were on the clock. And the narcissist groomed you, they trained you, they tricked you and trapped you and manipulated you into replying to them as fast as you possibly could. And what would you do? You would report back where you are, what you're doing, who you're with, what you're going to do, what time you'll be home. Will you buy anything at the store? Will you not buy anything? What they need. You will put themselves way in front of yourself, because your life back then didn't really matter. What mattered was that you were doing exactly what you needed to be doing for the narcissist. Your life was put on hold. Now, again, I'm not trying to trigger you or upset you. I'm letting you know, when you're in the narcissistic fog and you're trapped, you're doing anything but putting yourself first. You're not coming first, second, or third. You're coming about 10th, maybe even 20th down the list, because the narcissist has consumed your energy. They've consumed your time, your spirit, your soul, your aura, your money, your health, everything about you, your social circle, your status. And this is not a good place to be. So why I'm saying the addiction part, the narcissist wanted you addicted to them. The truth of the matter is the narcissist is addicted to people. You, a stable, healthy individual, you're not addicted to people. You don't need people to regulate yourself, but that is one of the really cruxes of the narcissistic relationship. These things are always bizarre world. What is left is right, what is right is left, what is up is down, down is up, and etc. But the narcissist needed you. You didn't need them, but they're so good at manipulating and laying on the gas and laying on the abuse and playing all the psychological games that they play, that they have you believing that you need them. They want you believing that you're addicted to them, and for a period of time you actually are. And I'll prove it right now. The illustration I just shared with you with the texting and the phone calls, that's one, but the second thing is this. Think about when you were, the relationship ended. Well, what did you do? Did you just jump on to another relationship, in a month or two? No, you had to heal. You had to take time, maybe even years. You had to process so many things. You had to invest in yourself and understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. You had to implement boundaries. You had to understand that that relationship almost took you down for the count, but it didn't. But that was what the narcissist was banking on. They were banking on taking you down for the count. Think about it. They knew that you were addicted to them. They knew what they had done to you. They knew that they placed you in the trauma bond. They knew that they were going to extract your energy and your resources. They knew, or they thought, let me rephrase this one, they thought you would never escape the narcissistic fog. They never thought you would find the needle in the haystack. They never thought you would unlock the chains. They never thought that you would heal. They never thought you would put yourself back together. They never thought that you would enter the third version of you, this most strongest galvanized version of you known to humankind. Remember, there are three versions of you. The first version of you is before you met the narcissist, when you were living day to day, maybe rose-colored glasses you were wearing, and you thought everybody thought the way you did. Number two, the second version of you was when you were trapped in the narcissistic fog in that relationship. You could not see your way out. You lost your identity. You didn't know what you were doing, but you knew that there was a pull to the narcissist and you would do whatever they wanted you to do. And number three is when you broke the shackles, you broke the chains. Whether you were discarded or not, you put yourself back together. you healed and or you are healing and you're headed towards, or you've arrived at that pinnacle of indifference, that mountaintop of indifference, when you no longer care about the narcissist or any person from that period of time of your life. God bless them all. You almost took me down for the count. You didn't. Just stay away from me. Just stay away from me. That's what you say to yourself. Now, that is evidence. What did the narcissist do? Let's say you were discarded. What did they do? They went right on to the new supply. They didn't miss a beat. They had that new supply lined up for weeks, maybe months, maybe even years. Who knows who the new supply was, and actually who cares? The point being is that person is either a toxic individual themselves, or they're trapped in the zombie-like, trance-like state themselves, and they don't know how to get out because they haven't found the needle in the haystack. Maybe they never will find the needle in the haystack. Play that again. That's why you're a fortunate person. That's why you're on the channel in the community paying it forward when your cup is full. That's why you're sharing your experiences and your insight with the community. That's why you are extremely beautiful and blessed, because you've made it out of the narcissistic relationship and you're now putting yourself back together, or you have already done so. And the fifth one is abuse. When you are addicted to the narcissist, or when you feel you're in that trauma bond, or you're caught up and all you're doing is pining for them or thinking about them or ruminating, whatever you're doing, this is when you're with the narcissist I'm talking about. That's when the abuse gets ramped up, because the narcissist now knows where they placed you. They placed you in that zombie-like, trance-like state, the narcissistic fog, and they placed their trauma bond, and they know that. So now they can mess with you. Now they can toy with you. Now they lay on the abuse. This is many times when you'll experience gaslighting, the silent treatment, stonewalling, rage fits. You will endure triangulation, my least favorite thing that these people do. You'll be blame shifted. You will be told so many things that are not healthy to be told. The verbal abuse coming from these people, it starts the minute the wedding ring is on the finger. Maybe even starts a little bit ahead of time, but you were probably in love if it was a romantic relationship, so you didn't trust your instincts or intuition. You didn't pay attention to red flags. That's what the narcissist is banking on. They're banking on you tolerating their poor behavior because you believe that you just met your soulmate. The truth of the matter is you just met the exact opposite of a soulmate, which, whatever that is, I'm not going to say in the video, but that's what you met. And the narcissist knows this. The narcissist also knows that the abuse that they're laying onto you, or they were in the past, it's something they've done before. So they're experts at it. Like I said, they didn't go to school to learn this, but yet they know exactly what buttons to press with which people, because they can identify with their sixth sense. If you're an empath, if you are a people pleaser, if you're a yes person, if you can say no, the strongest word in the English language, if you have boundaries, if you really are in love, or if you're strong enough to say, hey, I don't need this relationship. I'm not going to move forward with it. Thanks, have a good life. I'll talk to you never. That's probably not what happened to you. But now you have the ability to do so with any relationship you want to. That's why post-narcissistic relationship, once you've healed, you go down the rabbit hole of exploration and you understand that one narcissistic relationship, which almost took you down for the count, but it didn't because you're here in the community, that is the catalyst that led you down many, many other rabbit holes of exploration. That's when you begin to identify, oh, maybe my mom was a narcissist. Maybe it's my sister. Maybe it's my brother. Oh my gosh, that's my uncle. That was my teacher. That's my best friend of 30 years. That's my neighbor. That's my person I'm in the hobby group with. Yeah, these people are everywhere. They're all around you. But remember, don't go walking the globe looking for the toxic narcissistic individual. They will find you. Trust me when I tell you, they will find you. You shouldn't be looking for any of these people. The point is, these days, once you've healed and you reach that pinnacle of indifference, that mountaintop of indifference, if a narcissist does cross your path, you now have the tools. You're getting them on the channel, which are utilize gray rock, don't share information, don't overshare, don't get excited, don't wear your heart on a sleeve, don't show your emotions, let them jump through hoops to get to you, see if their actions match their words. There's a whole list of things on how to identify a narcissist. That's not what this video is about. What it's about is the relationship you're thinking about. You almost got taken down. You didn't though, you survived, you made it, you're here. You're focusing on yourself, you're growing, you're learning, you're taking a class, teaching a class, reading a book, writing a book. You're becoming the best version of yourself that you never even knew existed, because now you are awakened and aware. You now see the world through a brand new set of eyes. You can't unsee what you've seen from that past relationship, but now you can identify and you can look at somebody and listen to their words in a few moments and say to yourself, wait a minute, that doesn't quite sound right. I'm not going to put the fake laugh on. I'm not going to be around this person. I'm going to remove myself slowly, not explain anything, not defend anything. I'm just going to politely excuse myself, and I will not be talking to you anytime soon or for the rest of my life. That's what happens. So bear in mind what I shared with you a moment ago. If you've done the heavy lifting, cried the sleepless nights, been on the ground with carnal screams and processed things and wrapped your head around what narcissism is. And you did all these things, and I'm sure you have. If you have, you understand now that your beautiful, bright, shining light is what the narcissist has always been searching for. And the one narcissist that captured it for a period of time, or maybe you entered a couple relationships with the narcissist, they were fortunate enough in their eyes to have controlled you. And that's what they wanted to do. But no longer can they or any other people like that, like these people, the narcissist, do that to you, because you now can identify quickly and you know what chains you had to break. You know how challenging that relationship or relationships were to break free from. That's why the path, when you identify someone as toxic, you must go no contact, block them, delete them, remove all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If not now, when? If you can't do that due to your circumstances, have an exit plan, utilize gray rock, become dull and boring, do not share, do not engage, stay away from these people. A side note, if you are finding yourself, let's say that you're divorcing the narcissist, or you have divorced the narcissist, or the relationship has ended recently, just please understand this. This is very important. What you need to do is you need to understand this relationship was not your fault. You gave it everything you had and more. And the narcissist kept on taking. So that relationship, it was going to break eventually. It was just a matter of time, because each and every relationship has an expiration date. But be kind to yourself. Understand that you didn't know then what you know now. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. God bless you all. I love you. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And remember this. This is the letter A with 5 things that the narcissist needs. I want to go through the alphabet, and I will go through the alphabet all the way to Z. Z will be challenging, but drop comments below if you want me to continue with this series. If not, it's a one-off video. God bless you all. I hope you enjoyed it. Pay it forward. Understand you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye.